before I start, I want to appreciate one of my best friend and one of my good friend. He's actually a Yoruba man, and I want to tell you that, please, Binu, there is something you told me, and I must say thank you for that. But I have to say this to you because you are my most respected friend and uncle, brother, and my boss as well. I call you my boss because you deserve it. My people are dying. They are killing my people in the southeast. Fulani is taking over our ancestral.
Alright guys, welcome to TOBI TV channel. How are they guys? So in today's update guys, a lot has been happening recently with regards to what happened in Edo State the other day, and also how Fulani Herdsmen are also combing most of the rural areas in Biafran land, and this is no longer funny. Alright, and there is this news that the Fulanis promised the Easterners that they are going to come back to revenge the very 16 of their young men that has been eliminated in one of the Biafran state. But I'm going to let you guys to listen to all the update that this particular video have for you. All right, and just in case it's the first time you're meeting me, my name is Toby Samuel. Please do us well to like, comment, and if you love the video, please help us and subscribe to stay updated, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so as to always get update from this particular channel when something like this comes up. All right, so let's pay attention to the video now, and we'll be right back on other updates.
Our new nation. Our supreme leader is being detained by the Nigerian state. They went to Kenya, I hope you know the story, and kidnapped him, and he has won them in all their courts, and they refused to release him. And secondly, our prime minister is also called for questioning by the Finnish authority pending when the investigation that they are investigating against him is over. So for this reason, my brother, I might probably tell you I would not quit until our leaders are out. Whatever be my fate from here, so be it, but I will never give up. Now, secondly, I want to challenge Ogenkiri. Ogenkiri, you said you are fighting for the independent state of Biafra. And today, I am challenging you to come and give Biafrans their accounts, to come and tell us how much we have left in our bank accounts, in which our prime minister asked you to come and give. You told him you were driving for over 5 hours, and even up to today, you have not been able to give those accounts. So Ogenkiri, I challenge you to come and give that account. And more also, Ogenkiri, I still challenge you. If you say that the Nigerian terrorist government did not pay you to come and stop and destruct the real declaration of the independent state of Biafra, come out and defend yourself. Because in the Bible, if your mission was not to destroy the redeclaration of the independent state of Biafra, please, Ogenkiri, come out to talk to Biafrans. You cannot just stay in one place every single day to accuse Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Orabueze, our Deputy Prime Minister, Her Excellency. You cannot always do that because you know that Simon was actually going in for questioning and was going in for a very long time. You already know that, and that was why you planned what you planned with your group of people to lie to Biafrans. So, on this note, I am challenging all the people who will come to my inbox to tell me I said Ogenkiri was paid $150 million to the Ogenkiri, come and debunk it. If you cannot, then shut your mouth up. And all your followers that are following you to commit this crime and evil, believe you me, all of you will go down in the history of Biafra as a criminal, and you'll be jailed. Now, Sonia Barawa, come and tell Biafra, if you are not related to Senator Akpabio, come and tell Biafrans because I am walking on the road while I'm making these videos so that people will understand where we are coming from. These people have done more harm than good to this our redeclaration, and people are thinking that probably we are here telling lies. So you come and defend yourself. People have been calling you names. People have been, accusing you. Let's assume we're accusing you forcefully. Then you come and defend yourself. A normal human being would have come out to defend himself, because if we say you are a criminal, that this is what you have done, and you kept quiet, that means it is true. And let your social media rats stop disturbing Madam Ngozi Arakweze, because realistically, we know that things will start happening very, very soon. And I promise you that. Okay, Kerry, you can never deceive Biafran again. We are here because you never knew that this was going to come up to defend the United States of Biafra. And I want to tell Ogen Kerry that Biafra is not only for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa, or Dr. Ngozi Arakweze. Biafra is collectively for every one of us that you see here today. Over 17 billion Biafran voted for disintegration of Nigeria, and you can never change that in the UN. You can never defend that anywhere. So Genkere, stop wasting your time. We know that he paid you. So I put it to you out there, if you say that the Nigerian terrorist government did not pay you to come and destroy what we are doing, Genkere, come and defend yourself. But if you cannot, then you forever remain silent. And I want to tell the Nigerian terrorist government that if you continue to detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, believe you me, Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. Believe that.
Read 50 books, almost 100 books, go back and spend years of my time devoting myself to learning the history of black people, tracing it all the way back to Enugu and Igbo land, just to find out that they've been suppressing Igbo education, suppressing Igbo skills, teachings, suppressing Igbo history, suppressing Igbo everything. And then as soon as I'm in a place in the world that doesn't suppress my education and I can go on the internet and talk about it, y'all gonna come out the woodworks and argue with me about this is wrong, that is wrong. This is what we know. Y'all was gonna let the Igbos get erased. Millions of Igbos died in the Biafra war. Millions of Biafrans died. Millions of people who was rolling with the Igbos died in the Biafra war. And over what? Because you were trying to force Igbo land to pay for Nigeria, a country that was created by England, which is why y'all all bond over English, because England created you. England created Nigeria the same way England created America, and I can speak English. But I'm black. The first black language is Haitian Creole, if we want to be honest. Okay? And I'm black by way of the Igbos. I know who I am, and when I talk about my history, y'all want to come on here and say that not only am I wrong, the Igbos are wrong. The Igbos are wrong about how many of y'all basically tried to just let us get extinct. We wrong about what? What are we wrong about? You mean to tell me that y'all was trying to defend the Igbos? Because this is one thing I noticed. Y'all don't say nothing nice about the Igbo people. Y'all come on here and argue about what's right and what's wrong, but I don't see none of y'all saying any compliments about the Igbos, nothing. Y'all don't even mention the fact that Igbos was fighting to free themselves from whatever y'all was about to go with, because you knew the Igbos was going to have to pay for it with their land anyway. Igbos got all the oil and the coal and the best business marketing, so we going to make them pay for it. And the Igbos was like, well, let me correct that. The Biafrans was like, we don't have to do that. It's let it happen. And if we would have won, if Biafra would have won that civil war, man, you'd be surprised how many people would have been like, I always knew the Igbos could do it. I always knew. But guess what? You feared what the Igbos were going to do if they were victorious. So people had to help destroy them. It's the same thing happening around the world. Nobody wanted the Igbos to lead. And why? Because, like, that's just the way of the world. I guess the world fears Igbo-ness because everywhere the Igbos go, someone's trying to stop them, and God has to step in the way to prevent us from being completely destroyed. Because guess what? They didn't even just shoot the Igbos. They were massacring innocent Igbo people all over Nigeria to the point that they had to flee to Biafra. Biafra became the only place that Igbos and Igbo-like, and those who connected with the Igbos to go to be safe. You were trying to erase us. Don't you? Y'all got to understand this. This is why the Igbos don't get over it, because you was going to let millions of children get massacred. You was going to let millions of innocent people go and die of famine and sickness and disease. You was going to do that. Why? Because the Igbos had something you wanted, which was land, oil, natural resources. You didn't care what happened to the Igbos and the Biafrans. You didn't care. The same thing is, again, like why I mentioned Haiti. Everywhere that God places the Igbos, the land is blessed. That's why look at Haiti. Y'all seen the video about Haiti's connection to Biafra and Igbo land. So what does Haiti have? A whole lot of material in that ground, and they don't want to give it up either. So what's happening? Haiti's being upended. Accept your Igbo-ness and understand we cannot allow this, dog. You guys have to know who you are. Stop coming on here arguing about the states that Europeans carved. You're not from England. You're not an Englishman. And if you read about the Englishman's journal and the English history, they'll tell you, yeah, we invaded Igbo land for the land. We wanted the resources. We wanted to create companies that were going to take the oil out the ground, and we were going to get paid for it. And as soon as Biafra didn't want to let us do what we wanted to their things, we decided to just create a civil war. And that's where Biafra learned the only way to protect yourselves is with the military. And that's why it had to be a military attack. Militaries had to get involved to protect the interests of Biafra. And that is why all these other nations ganged up to destroy Biafra. Everybody's looking at the incidents where the Igbos killed this guy and they killed that guy. If that were the case, do you think that was worth 5 million Igbos' death? Is that really how y'all feel? Because of the start of a civil war, you're going to take 5 million Igbos off the planet and starve them to death, creating a blockade, or make the Igbos kneel to the will of Nigeria, which is basically the will of Europeans. And the Igbos and Biafrans are looking at everybody like, are y'all going to let this happen? They just going to come in here and do this to us? Nah, we finna stand on 10 toes. And who else came to our support? And now that I'm talking about the history, y'all on here telling me be informed, this and that. Bro, you be informed. Go to some Igbos and compliment them on their strength for standing up against the Europeans, unlike a lot of y'all. Go to somebody who claims Biafra and thank them for being strong and believing in their own independence, because Nigeria, even though it's separate from England, it is not independent from England. We know this. We know this. As soon as the Europeans want to hop back into Nigeria and tell y'all what to do, they're going to do that. And Biafra was an example of what happens when you try to stand up to England. And we didn't know how big the European superpowers were. But guess what? The same thing that happened in Haiti, it took the Spanish, the French, and the English to stop us. The same thing happened in Biafra. The Dutch did that. The French did that. The English did that. The Portuguese did that. 4 mega nations ganging up against Biafra, and then everybody want to tell Biafrans that we wrong. We wrong for this. Bro, get y'all asses up out of here, bro. Igbo Kwenu. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm going to really do a deep dive on the military structure, because see, what I was going to do was just go over the history of the war, who got killed here, like very simple so that everybody could get it. But after reading all the hate in the comments, we about to get hyper specific. I'm about to talk to y'all about where people was born so that you can understand who really had allegiance with them. This is insane how many people was not supporting Biafra and trying to be independent. And the whole time, y'all were disagreeing with the borders that originated Nigeria in the first place. But as soon as Biafra gets made, y'all want to get mad. That's crazy. And I'm thinking that England is the only problem that Nigeria ever had, bro. There's so much internal power struggles in Nigeria that I be wanting to say it's disgusting, but bruh. And then the worst part is they don't even tell y'all. Y'all aren't even allowed to know what's going on. You're not allowed to know how this happened and how that happened, but only the people who are living closest to the massacres are trying to get their message out and like, yo, Biafra was stopped. It was stopped because it was going to do something that the European powers did not want to happen in West Africa. And now a lot of people don't even want to even mention the fact that millions of Igbos and millions of Biafrans were killed for fighting for the very thing that you like about the Europeans, that they're independent, that they got their own stuff. Why can't you have your own shit? That's what Biafra was about, protecting what's yours. It belongs to you. You're not mad at the European nations for literally dismantling your whole nation, but you mad about the Igbos for telling you about it. That makes no sense. So either you compliment the Igbos or get the hell up out of here. I'm not arguing with none of y'all asses. So many